Greetings and welcome to the Pampering Myself podcast. I'm your host, Pam Jones, aka Jonesy. Our mission is to empower women in every facet of life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Join us as we explore self-care, personal growth, and holistic wellness, inspiring you to embrace your journey and nurture your inner strength. So grab your favorite snack or beverage, snuggle up in your favorite chair, and relax, because every woman deserves a little pampering. Hey. Welcome back to the Pampering Myself podcast. I'm your host, Jonesy, and I am so glad you decided to show up for yourself today because, honey, that is what this whole episode is about. Now, before I get into it, let me ask you something, and I want you to actually stop and think about this. When is the last time somebody asks, "How you doing?" That's in my Wendy Williams voice, and you actually told the truth. Not "I'm fine," not "just a little tired," not hanging in there. The actual truth. Because I know what fine looks like. Fine looks like staying up until midnight, handling everybody else's stuff while your to-do list for yourself has been on the page since January. Fine looks like skipping your doctor's appointment again because you didn't want to take time away from work or from the kids or from your mother or from somebody or anybody. Fine looks like eating whatever was left in the pot after everybody else got their plate. Sometime whatever you can scrape together. That's not fine. That is a cracked cup. And today, right here and right now, we're going to talk about it because you cannot keep pouring from something that is broken. I know this because I've been that cup, cracked, leaking, smiling through it, and still trying to fill everybody else up while I was running dry. And I want to save you some of the mess I made. So settle in. This is personal. This one is for you. So let's go. Now, I have to tell you about a season in my life. And I'm going to be real with you because that's what we do here. There was a time, and some of y'all know exactly what I'm about to say. There was a time when I was taking care of everybody. And I mean everybody. My spouse, my daughter, my mother-in-law, siblings, and other family members. And as the family matriarch, a position I didn't choose, I found myself being the person they called on, relied on, confide in, and expected to be available for any and everything they needed. Each had their own needs without, and I want to be careful how I say this, without maybe their knowledge of how I was supporting others. So they had no empathy or consideration for my time or when I had to say I couldn't. And no didn't come often or easy, but there was times I was completely exhausted. After years of trying to do all and be all to everybody, my health took a toll. Stress can wreak havoc on the body, and I thank God I'm the kind of person who will go to the doctor in a minute. But there was a time I was so busy doing for everyone else that I forgot. And when I remembered to make those annual appointments, I was shocked to find out I had missed a year. Again, thank God all was okay. And that's when it dawned on me. I'm there for everybody else, but who is taking care of me? And the silence was loud, Yes, my husband was always checking on me, being concerned I was always doing too much. But as women, we're raised to push through. Where I come from, you didn't complain. You handled it. You showed up. You kept going. And there's something beautiful about that kind of strength. Don't get me wrong. But somewhere along the way, we confused strength with sacrifice. We thought suffering quietly was a virtue. We turned "I'll sleep when I'm dead" into a whole personality. Can we retire that phrase, please? Because your body heard you and it has filled paperwork accordingly. Here's what I know now that I wish I'd known then. A cracked cup doesn't stop holding liquid. It just leaks. It leaks it everywhere except where you intended. Now, does that sound familiar? So let's talk about what's actually happening out here, because this is not just a Jonesy problem. This is not a personal failure. This is a pattern. Research from a long-term study on midlife women found that 50% of women between 45 and 55 were juggling 3 or more major life roles at the same time. 3 or more simultaneously. We're talking about holding down a job, married or partnered, raising children, and caring for aging parents at the same time. That's not a full plate. That is a plate with 2 extra plates stacked on top of it and somebody's cup balanced on the edge. Now, things don't slow down. You have to slow them down. Nobody is going to hand you rest. You have to take it. And here's a statistic that stopped me cold when I read it. 69% of women delay seeking medical care for their own symptoms. Almost 7 out of 10 of us are putting off our own health, and some of those women said they were worried about wasting the doctor's time. Now, we'll reschedule our own mammograms so somebody else's schedule works out. I know, I've done it plenty of times. We have normalized self-abandonment to the point where advocating for our own health feels inconvenient. Meanwhile, we're on the phone with our insurance company for 45 minutes making our children's prescriptions go through. Because that's love, right? Yes, and you deserve that same energy from yourself. The guilt loop is real. We feel guilty for resting. Then we're too exhausted to function. Then we feel guilty about that. It is a subscription service we never signed up for, and it's time to cancel it. Self-care is not selfish. It's structural. Okay? I need to give you a reframe, because the way we talk about self-care has done us dirty. Self-care got turned into this thing that requires a spa membership, a 3-step skin routine, a diffuser, and a vision board. And if you don't have all of that, somehow you're not doing it right. No, ma'am. Self-care is maintenance. It is the daily, consistent attention that keeps you operational. It is not indulgence. It is infrastructure. We give our cars oil changes on schedule. We update our phones the moment the notification pops up. We water our plants so they don't wilt. But taking care of ourselves feels like a luxury we haven't earned yet. You are the most important vehicle you will ever operate. Please act accordingly. Here's a reframe I want you to take with you. Self-care isn't what you do after you've taken care of everything else. It's what makes it possible to take care of anything at all. You cannot pour from a cracked cup, but you can repair it. one small act of care at a time. And I need you to hear this. You are allowed to be a priority in your own life. Not the only priority, but a priority. Write that down. Put it on your mirror. Say it out loud right now if you have to. So I'm not going to leave you here with just feelings. We're getting practical. And I promise this is not a 47-step wellness program. It's 3 things, just 3 things to help you repair that cracked cup. Repair number 1. I call this the daily 10. 10 minutes every day, just 10 minutes that belong only to you. More is better. Not productive time, not helpful time, not multitasking time, just yours. Your morning coffee in actual silence, not while checking email or walk around the block without your phone. 5 minutes of sitting outside and looking at the sky, that all counts. The goal is to practice the feeling of existing for yourself, not for your role. That means not as a mother, a wife, a caregiver, not for your responsibilities, just for you. Since I retired last August, I use this time as my morning ritual. I like to sit in my study and look out the window while enjoying a cup of coffee. And one day I mentioned this to my niece as I was sharing my Sunday morning ritual before church. She asked me, why would I get up early just to have a cup of coffee when it's available at church? Because I explained to her, I get up actually earlier than needed to get ready for church just so I can sit and enjoy a cup of coffee. So I explained it this way. It's not about the coffee. It's about giving myself a quiet place to land before the world asks anything of me. And that's powerful because the world will take and take and take. You have to set the boundaries. And before you say, I don't have 10 minutes, I saw you scrolling for 20 minutes last night. No, just kidding. We have time. We just haven't protected. Repair number 2, the emergency audit. Once a week, just once, ask yourself 2 questions. What filled me up this week and what drained me? That's it. Write it down if you want to. Think about it in the shower if that's all you got. And over time, you'll start to see the patterns. You'll see which commitments are feeding you and which ones are eating you alive. And then you can start making different choices. Not overnight, not all at once. Just informed choices, intentional choices. Your choice. That's it for number 2. Repair number 3, the no that saves your yes. Every time you say yes to something that depletes you, you are saying no to something that restores you. Let me say that again. Every time you say yes to something that depletes you, you are saying no to something that restores you. So before you automatically say yes to the next request, practice the pause. I found that to work 99.9% of the time. Take 24 hours and ask yourself, does this fill me or drain me? Do I have the capacity? Is this mine to carry? And if the answer is no, it's okay to say no. You don't need a 20-paragraph explanation. I'm not able to take that on right now is a complete sentence. And if that feels impossible, practice in the mirror. No. Say it. Say it with me. No. One more time. No. See how easy that was? Your face didn't fall off. You were okay. I remember being asked to do a lot of things when I was involved in this one particular organization, and I would always say yes before I knew it. And then I was committed once I said yes, because that's who I am. And I realized that some of those things I was taking on was overwhelming. They required me to do too much. They did not benefit me, but yet I was still doing it. So I had to question, first of all, why was I doing it? And then I had to give myself that 24-hour rule. Instead of automatically saying yes or no, I said, I'll have to get back with you. So if it's easier to do it that way, as opposed to just not coming out saying no, do that. And then think about what you're being asked to do and see if you have even the capacity to do it, or if it drains you or fill you. Now, here's what I need you to remember from today. A cracked cup is not a broken cup. It just needs some attention, some intentional care, maybe a little repair work. And the beautiful thing, the fact that you showed up for this episode, that you're here listening, thinking about this, means you already know something needs to change. That awareness is the first step. Don't sleep on it. So here's your homework from me. Yes, we have homework. This week, do one thing that is purely for you, not productive, not helpful to someone else, not on your to-do list, just for you. And it could be anything, sitting outside, looking up at the sky, walking around the mall, just window shopping, sitting in a restaurant with for lunch. Can you commit to that? Do it without apologizing for it. I want you to say this out loud right now. I am worth taking care of. Say it again like you mean it. I am worth taking care of. There you go. You see how easy that was? If this episode hit home, and I believe it did, send it to one woman in your life who needs to hear it today. You might just save somebody else's cup. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself today. And until next time. But before I leave, I want to announce that we're going to do an encore presentation of the Mother's Day from last year. I thought it was very inspiring, uplifting from mothers, and it is actually from my family and friends, Mother's Day messages that they sent. So we're going to tune in. Let me check that date. I think it was May the 2nd, a special encore presentation, May the 2nd at 12 o'clock noon, and it will be an encore presentation honoring mothers. So if you are a mother, I'm going to wish you in advance Happy Mother's Day. Or if you are a mother figure, a mother, grandmother, whoever you are to someone who looks up to you as a mother figure, I want to wish you a Happy Mother's Day in advance. And enjoy your summer and your Mother's Day. Until next time, as always, remember to pamper yourself. One last thing, I like to leave you with these words. Pampering myself isn't about escape. It's about returning to who I am, honoring what I feel, and giving myself the care I so freely give to everyone else. Goodbye.